26-year-olds are not supposed to die because they don't have insulin. But without insurance, Alex Smith couldn't afford the $1,300 a month to control his diabetes. So he tried rationing his insulin. Empty vials found near his body.
Across the country, more than 7 million people suffering from diabetes depend on insulin to survive, and many have been taking desperate measures to get the life-saving medicine as costs have skyrocketed. Some even traveling to Mexico to buy insulin at a far lower cost than they can get here in the U.S. U.S. insulin cost per patient nearly doubled from 2012 to 2016 to an average annual cost of more than $5,700. Some pay far more, and many who depend on the drug have reported a big price spike in just the last 2 years. 1 in 4 patients say they've skimped on insulin because of high cost. It's an acute crisis, one that Donald Trump has done little about, despite his lofty promises otherwise. Meanwhile, House Republicans are actually warning drug companies not to cooperate with a House Democrat-led investigation into U.S. drug prices, which are the highest in the world. And it's against this backdrop that Democrats on the House Subcommittee on Oversight and Investigations convened a second hearing today on the rising cost of insulin with executives from the 3 U.S. manufacturers of insulin and the nation's 3 largest pharmacy benefit managers. The chair of the committee is Democrat Diana DeGette of Colorado, and Congresswoman DeGette joins me now to share what she learned. What did you learn at the hearing today?
Well, what we learned is that insulin prices have been going up, and everybody in the entire supply system is to blame. The pharmaceutical companies are setting the list prices really high. I mean, it doubled in the last few years, but in the 10 years before that, it tripled before that. And so these list prices are going up higher and higher, but everybody in the distribution system takes a cut of the list price. So the pharmacy benefit managers who are negotiating with the insurance companies take a cut. The insurance companies take a cut. The wholesalers take a cut. Everybody takes a cut, and that's what's pressuring the price of insulin to go up and up. So
I don't really understand, because this is not, sometimes you'll see famously the Martin Shkreli, who had an AIDS drug, right, that was under patent and only one manufacturer, and so he could jack the prices up and there was no competitor. Insulin is a fairly straightforward thing to make. It's been around since the 1920s. I don't understand what mechanism is failing here to constrain the prices.
Insulin's been around for almost 100 years. And for example, one of the short-acting insulins, Humalog, that's been around, it's been around for over 20 years. It cost $35 in 2001, and now it costs over $200, $270. And the only reason for that is because of the pricing system that we have right now.
Well, so, I mean, whatever's doing this to insulin is probably doing it to other drugs, too. Like, shouldn't there be some bigger solution here?
That's right.
Or do you just mandate drug caps like they do in basically every other OECD country?
Well, one of the reasons why we did this insulin investigation is because it really is a case study. It's a drug that many people, like the person, Alex, that you focused on, they need it to live. If they don't have it, they will die. They need it every second, every minute of every hour of every day of their lives. And so if it's too expensive to pay for, they will die. And what's happened is there are so many pressures from the whole distribution system that the insulin price just keeps going up and up. And if you're on an insurance plan, maybe you'll get a good copay.
Right.
But if you don't have insurance, or if you're in the donut hole, or if the insulin's not listed on your drug formulary, you're out of luck.
So then what's the solution here?
We need there's a lot of things. Well, number one, more transparency in the system. Number two, we need to look at regulations that make essential drugs like insulin at a very low base price. And there are a number of other things that we can do too, but the industry is going to have to work with us. And I think the first thing we need to do is transparency.
They're not going to work with you, though, because they're making a lot of money off it and they're donating to everyone's coffers on Capitol Hill.
Well, if they don't work with us, then we'll make them do it. I mean, one of the things that struck me in the hearing today was we had tremendous bipartisan agreement about how serious this problem is and what we need to do. I'm the co-chair of the Diabetes Caucus along with Congressman Tom Reed of New York, a Republican. And last year, we actually did our own investigation. We came up with a study where we recommended a number of legislative fixes. And I believe that the Republicans will work with us on this, because it's just, you know, our constituents. I had a woman come in Denver, Colorado, and she said she's working 3 jobs and she's paying $760 a month in insulin. She's been in the hospital 4 times because she can't manage her diabetes.
Well, a product that you need to buy to stay alive is not a normal market product in any way, and I don't think we should treat it as such. Congresswoman Diana DeGette, thank you for your time tonight. Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.